Now, live and in studio on your hometown station, AM 1220 KHTS, your real estate and financial experts, making sure you win in every market. Your financial partners, Don and Gino.
Every Thursday, 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. right here on your hometown station, AM 1220 KHTS. Here with Don Gelly, Gino Funky, and the Don and Gino Real Estate Finance Show now for over 3 years. And we'd love you to join us in our new beautiful studios, the Vault Media Studios that we built just for you. So go to donandgino.com, DONANDGINO.com, and voila, you'll see all three of us. You'll see our handsome new guest, Mr. Michael Mersola, with Peter Lorimer Group. And Don, Gino, you might even see Shannon in the background producing our show because we got 3 cameras handled by AP Production, Mr. Furman in the back, 3 HD cameras. And you want to check this out because it's good stuff. So we'd love you to join us again at donandgino.com. There's all kinds of good information there, YouTube channel, some clips from our past shows. You also can like us on our Facebook page. We like to be liked.
Likes to be liked.
Yes. Okay, so we have Michael Mersola again with Peter Lorimer Group out of Beverly Hills, but also mainly you work out of Burbank, Glendale, Pasadena, Hollywood Hills, those type of areas, correct?
Correct.
So what do we call that? We can call that, I guess we can call it the East Valley and then the hills?
Yep,
Yeah.
exactly.
So I'll give a little background. So I actually grew up in North Hollywood, so I'm very comfortable and know the San Fernando Valley well.
Escape to Santa Cruz.
I did.
It's a new show.
But what a great area, Burbank, Pasadena. We were talking about it a little bit in the break. Totally different kind of home. You have all these traditional homes in the hills with land. This concept we obviously don't have here in Santa Clarita with our 4,000 square foot lots that we have on most of our homes.
Hey, speak for yourself.
Yours is all vertical. It's not useful, but it's nice.
I don't see my neighbors.
Yeah, it's true. You don't see your neighbors. And actually, that's great, but that's not the common thread here in Santa Clarita. And what's really nice is it is more common where you're at, the hillside homes.
Absolutely.
Tell us a little bit about that area and how that area is faring in today's market relative to maybe last year and how you think it's going to do going forward.
Well, I think Burbank is always going to be a stronghold for real estate value because of the city, city of Burbank itself, our reliance on our own water and power, our own city workers and all that stuff, trash police. Our schools are phenomenal, as are in Santa Clarita. A lot of the parents really, really want to get their kids into certain schools in Burbank. I think all of them are phenomenal. And that's really the driving factor, is when I talk to people, they're like, our kids are our number one concern. Where can we get them into the best schools? And Burbank is always my pick.
So very similar to what the pool is to here in Santa Clarita, the community and the schools.
Yeah, absolutely. I think Valencia and Burbank always kind of go hand in hand in my book, just because the city of LA is the city of LA. A lot of people kind of frown upon certain areas. Studio City's hot in the Carpenter School District. Everyone wants to be there. That's the main get. So schools, I think, drive prices, and the demographics are changing, and people are moving from different places and finding these communities. I think the commute up to Santa Clarita, some people are like, we'll trade off. West Side people are like, we don't want to go over the hill to Burbank, but once they find it, they love it, and they don't really want to leave.
All right, so we have our expert from the East LA area, basically, the hills, Burbank, Glendale, Pasadena, and so forth. And a good friend of ours, Mr. Michael Mersola with Peter Lorimer Group here, sharing with us what's happening. So we know the areas you work at. We know the draw, of course. A lot of us know Burbank, Pasadena's, and all those areas quite well and visit them often. How are those markets going? Are they here? I know a big challenge for us is inventory. We have absolutely no inventory. We have maybe 500 homes for 280,000 people. How's it there?
Well, I took down some notes, and right now, presently, we have 73 active single-family residences for sale.
Wait.
73 out
Okay,
of
Santa
almost 20,000.
Stop your whining.
almost 20,000 doors in the neighborhood.
Wow. Okay, so if you're a seller, this is a good time.
Yeah.
No competition.
There's no competition.
Wow.
And if your house is turnkey, ready to move in, you'll still have multiple offers.
Wow. Okay. So I would imagine, like here, then it's imperative if there's gonna be multiple offers that they need to be pre-approved and ready to go. They have to
that
have
was
a
the
strong
thing
offer.
we were going to talk about with buyers being ready to rock and roll.
Oh, I jumped ahead of you. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
there.
no, that's
Okay.
fine. That's fine. No, I think it's imperative that buyers have that ticket to get in the door, and they communicate that with their realtor, what they're qualified for, what they can absolutely afford, and go for it.
Okay, so I kind of stepped on your toes a little bit, Michael, and jumped ahead, meaning one of the topics I would love that you're willing to share with us is how a buyer can help speed up the process and obtain that home, because there's little tricks of the trade and things that a lot of you out there don't know about when you're trying to buy a home. You think, boom, I'll just go to Zillow or one of those and check out the homes on there, and I know 100% of you will, but there are other advantages and other ways to actually assure yourself knowing about all the homes, because you may be missing out if you're just going online, correct?
Absolutely. There are, I don't know if you know, my MLS that I use, which is Claw, the West Side residential MLS, is delaying our listings by 48 hours to the likes of Trulia, to Zillow, to all those. So you buyers out there, you're going to be 48 hours behind in the information. And 48 hours in this industry is critical as far as I'm concerned.
Well, if you only have 73 homes available and you have to wait 48 hours to get the information because you think you're getting the most up-to-date information online. And by the way, even when they get the information, they don't have it all because they are not directly tied into the MLS. They actually purchase a certain amount of the listings available, and most of them don't buy all the leads anyways. They don't buy all the available listings. They buy a certain percentage of them. So what you got to understand here is how imperative it is to go to somebody like Michael Mersola, and he can show you the homes that are available now, not 48 hours from now. 48 hours might be a problem?
I think so. It just, last year, if something hot came on the market, it was gone in 48 hours. There was 10 offers on the property.
If you're not working with a professional, I'm sorry, when you have 73 homes like here when it was busy, the houses are sold before they even get to MLS.
Right,
you have to
because
be connected.
Because we have, they're pocket listings, right?
Exactly.
And so seller hires agent, and the agent knows he's going to get the listing a couple weeks before it goes on the market. He's already pitching those listings to his fellow agents in the office.
That wouldn't happen.
No.
Oh,
No.
So they're actually giving insider information?
Maybe.
I love that.
Just so you know, we're talking to Michael Mersola with Peter Lorimer Group out of Beverly Hills, and expert in the Burbank, Hollywood Hills, Glendale, Pasadena area. And sharing you these are great tips, because this is something that we want to share, but it may sound like we're, trying to make it sound better for us as lenders, that this is why you need to talk to a professional. But honestly, I know for a fact, you are absolutely right. The pocket listing situation, which, if you didn't understand what that meant, it just means that an agent knows, as you said, and a listing is coming up. They know they're going to sell this home, but they have to get it prepared, get all the paperwork going, but they go and pitch it to their other fellow real estate agents, especially if they're in great networking groups like I know we have out here. So a lot of real estate agents know about them before they ever hit online. Now we're talking a 48-hour delay on top of that?
Correct.
Huh.
So let's go into that real quick. Let's talk about why that may happen, because it may sound like that's this horrible thing. But the reality is that a listing agent's responsibility is to bring a great offer to their seller. And a great offer is not always the highest price. A great offer is a deal that's closable and achieves the seller's goals. So by working within a networking group, or as you mentioned, with people in your office, you know that those are people that you can trust and are accountable to you. So if they bring you an offer from a buyer that's correctly pre-qualified, and you know they're serious and they're not going to back out, they're not going to be ticky-tack, they're going to hire inspectors that are legitimate. So you're still doing what's in the best interest of the seller. And for someone who's searching online, they may never have access to that property just because they didn't look for the right representation. So can you tell them a little bit about who pays for services and maybe why a buyer should look for a professional
Well, you can
agent?
tease them, Gino. We got about a minute left, just a heads up, because this is good stuff. This is important to know who pays for what, because a lot of times, a lot of you out there think that you pay for it. It's not true, right?
Yeah, buyers, you don't have to pay for a buyer's agent services. They're here to work for you all the time, 24 hours a day.
So you don't have to pay, but you can get represented and have it basically direct connection with the available listings.
Yep.
Immediately, not
Immediately.
48 hours later.
I'll sign you up on the MLS. You'll get them in real time as soon as they pop up on the market, and they're there in your inbox waiting for you in the morning, the evening.
Not 2 days later.
Not 2 days later.
Ah, there you go. Okay. You already have a valuable tip that's worth listening to. Michael Mersola with Peter Lorimer Group and the Don and Gino Real Estate and Finance Show. More great information coming from Michael, so don't go away. We'll be right back.